we cannot expect that these are written down. But there are instances that proves, Brother Daniel, that in spite of the meticulous prohibitions of the pharaohs of Egypt, not to write down their, how can we call this? Their defeat
And
in
blunders as well.
in their battles against the people of God. There leaked an information. There was a papyrus that was found very recently, and it is the Ipure papyrus. Let us read a part of that Ipure papyrus.
The dialogue of Ipure and the Lord of All is an ancient Egyptian poem preserved in a single papyrus, Leiden Papyrus 1344, which is housed in the National Archaeological Museum in Leiden, Netherlands. The theme of this work has previously been taken either as a lament inspired by the supposed chaos of the Second Intermediate Period, or as historical fiction depicting the fall of the Old Kingdom several centuries earlier, or possibly a combination of these. Ipure describes Egypt as afflicted by natural disasters and in a state of social collapse. The poor have become rich, and the rich poor, and warfare, famine, and death are everywhere. One symptom of this collapse is the lament that servants are leaving their servitude and acting rebelliously. Because of this, and such statements as "the river is blood," some have interpreted the document as an Egyptian account of the plagues of Egypt and the Exodus in the Old Testament of the Bible, and it is often cited as proof for the biblical account by various religious organizations.
You see, although in utmost secrecy, maybe the Pharaoh of Egypt prohibited his scribes not to write down their defeats in their battle against the God of the slaves or the God of the Israelites. They leaked up, maybe a writer in secrecy also wrote some accounts in the form of a poem where the river is blood, there are pestilences. This is exactly what have occurred during the time of Moses, and it conforms with the dates. The date of that papyrus conforms with the time that Moses was alive, and that is in the 12th dynasty of Egypt. My point is that not all histories are being written down for two reasons. The first reason is that the art of writing was not yet used by man. And another is there are powers that prohibits them from being written down. In the case of Enoch, the art of writing was not yet discovered. But in the case of the Egyptians, not writing anything about the Israelites in their long period of history of 400 years of slavery in Egypt, it means an intentional act that nothing was written about them. But evidently that Ipure papyrus serves as an evidence of the lies of the Egyptian empire. Another thing is that what is that stone?
Moabite stone.
The Moabite stone proves the accounts of Moses in Genesis. It is 900 years before Christ. See? 900 years before Christ. what is written in the Moabite stone is also written in the Bible. Another is the Sennacherib prison. There are physical evidences which undisputedly are of old that describes the authenticity of the events that were written in the Bible. We are lucky, Brother Daniel, these times that we hold in our hands documents of the past history of humanity. That's why we hope or we believe that the Bible is authentic. It tells us about the faith of our fathers in the flesh and fathers in faith. Another thing is that tell than steal. Another proof that what is written in the Bible did really happen. It is not just an invented fairy tale or story. I'm proving that the Bible is authentic by this point, that we can rely on the historicity of the Bible more than the written history outside the Bible. And that was proven by the records of the Assyrian Empire versus the records of the Bible, where the records of the history of the Assyrian Empire lacks one king in their record, which is King Sargon, but the Bible tells us of King Sargon. There is now a physical proof that really King Sargon did exist. For those who do not believe the Bible, may I invite you to study with us the Bible. And you will find it amazingly tells us the truth about things wherein people are spending so much time looking for a particular truth, looking for a particular fact. But it is in the Bible. Just like the talk of the web now, Brother Daniel. The talk of the web is the image of the face of the Lord Jesus. The conception of artists studying the Shroud of Turin, which allegedly was the cloth used to wrap the body of the Lord Jesus Christ. We will talk about this talk of the web. Because we are in the web, we are obliged to talk also about the talk of the web. But we'll be, Brother Daniel, we will be posing for
few reminders, Brother Daniel.
few reminders.
We shall be right back. Please stay tuned.